back to this week's episode of the King Closer Reacts. Today we're going to be finding out if Mr. Brandon Clarke is a closer or not. So if you guys are not familiar with Brandon Clarke, he is a member of Titanium University. He's been going live daily on his YouTube channel with other Titanium University members. They've been calling sellers. They've been locking up deals. This one was actually edited. He says he gets a big price drop on it, so I'm curious to see how he navigates that. Now, the way that we do it here at Titanium is through education, so that's what I'm expecting to see here. And I'm excited because this is also the most common type of seller that you're going to talk to, right? Wrong price, but highly motivated. How do you get that price down to where you need it to be? He says he's successful. He does it on this call, so let's find out and see if Brandon Clarke is a closer.
I missed a call from this number, and I just got your text, man.
Oh, yeah.
This is Sir Jones at 14711 County Road 100.
Yeah.
Your question was, well, was I still looking to sell? Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, you still looking to sell that house? I saw you put your info on one of my sites.
Yeah, it got property to go to it as well, so it's like 2.3.4 or 7 or something like that. So it's almost 2 acres and a half.
All right, one second. Let me pull it up real quick. Okay.
I'm just trying to get a good offer, you know, because I was looking at the appraisal, you know, what it's appraised for.
So great start. This is a callback. So he called. It was an inbound lead, PPL of some sort. He reached out. Seller didn't answer. Multiple touches, making sure, right, being relentless and getting that seller on the phone. So he sent a text message. Love seeing that. I got to call back, right? They don't know what phone number you're calling from. So you got to make sure that when you buy these inbound leads, you're getting that seller on the phone. That's priority number one. Then verifying you still want to sell the property. Okay. Now, as he's going to go into this, we can already see the first objection that he's going to have to overcome, right? The guy is saying, I just want a good offer. We don't want to make an offer. We want to know what the seller's asking price is. So this is going to be the first hurdle that Brandon's going to have to overcome here is getting a number out of the seller without just blindly giving an offer.
Like all of that and other houses that's selling, you know, that need work and all of that. So I was just, if I can get a fair offer, then, you know, yeah.
How much did you need for the property? What are you looking to get?
There you go.
Well, like I said, it was appraised for 100 and like 21, and then the lowest was like 111 or something like that, 109. So I just rather somebody make me a fair offer. I don't, you know, I'm not being greedy. I'm trying to remain humble.
No, I got you.
So again, he asks him, how much are you asking for it? He goes back to this appraisal amount. I don't know what appraisal he's talking about, but he's going back to this appraised amount. And now this is, you can't assume anything. Keep asking questions. Dig deeper here to find out. We don't really care about what that appraised amount is. What is the seller's number? What is the seller's asking price? I'd love to see Brandon dive here deeper, like double, triple down on what is the number the seller wants. What does the seller need to walk away from? That is what we need to find out.
I just need to know what you're looking for. Then,
yeah,
you know, because a lot of properties get appraised, but a lot of times it's just like street view, so it doesn't tell you the inside and outs of the property. So, like, how much did you need as far as like in your pocket and all that good stuff?
Love it. All right. So the screen changed here because Caesar popped up. We got a bunch of Titanium U fam. So we got Tyler Osborne above me. We got Caesar right here. And then we got Brandon over here. It's kind of hard to point in the camera, but all Titanium U fam. So the way they're doing this is they're all voice dials. Then whoever's got someone on the line, then they unmute them. So sorry about the look here. It's a little funky. I didn't know it changed. But love how Brandon is diving deep. Exactly what we needed to do.
Yeah. Yeah, because I still owe a little bit on it. Like I'm under 10 grand on. I'm like down to like maybe 7,000 left on it. So, I would need. I'm looking at about. My wife said 70. She said 70,000 for the.
That's why you asked, right? I can't remember the exact number. I think it was like 110, 120, something like that. He started with a 1. So we're already 40,000 below this appraised number that was coming out. And realistically, if Brandon doesn't keep asking questions there, we don't know what the number the seller truly wants. Love how he was kind of stubborn there with, I'm not moving on to the next step until you tell me the number that you want.
Yeah, she said 70,000. I'm gonna say what my wife said. So
I think that's a good choice.
And then I'm gonna have to go from there and see, like, give me a good offer, like a fair offer.
That makes sense. Yeah, I could tell me a little bit more what you got. Like, why are you looking to sell?
Because the family, like, so we all split up. Like, we're from Texas, so we don't really have family here, and a lot of people are going. My daughter, my son, they planning on moving, so my daughter's already gone. But so we just we wanted to keep it and put a barndominium or pull another trailer, or another home on it or something like that.
So one of the things I want you guys to pay attention to, I always bring this up. Open-ended question by Brandon. Tell me a little bit about why you're looking to sell, what you got going on. And then you see him, the action. He's going from screen to screen. He's comping. He's underwriting. He's using the profit calculator. This is what we do at Titanium. I absolutely love this. He's comping and underwriting the deal on the phone while actively listening. This is where you see someone go from being an okay closer to being a great closer when they have the ability to be able to do this and take control of the conversation. And then just based off of the title of his video, which was a big price drop, I'm assuming education is going to come in here. He's probably going to make an offer significantly below the $70,000 asking price. And he's going to have to educate as to why he needs to be there. All of that information right now is being accumulated with the actions that he's taking. So I love seeing, like, behind the scenes what Brandon is doing.
Like, man, don't make sense if we just don't move anyway.
Mm-hmm. So you guys are just looking to just move closer together, and you just don't want the property anymore?
Yeah, because one of her sister, her dad, and a mom died, man. Like, all of
Damn.
Man, this is terrible. Yeah, that's what I said. Like, damn, that got to be I ain't never seen nothing like that. So, I done lost family members over, a period of time, but not like that,
Yeah, all of a sudden. Yeah, that's hard to hear. But yeah, so I'm looking up the property. Just to verify, it's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, about 1,100 square feet. Is that accurate?
It's actually 2 baths. No, it had some work done to it. It's done had some fixing, but yeah, basically I would say, because I've seen houses completely gutted and all of that they wanted 80 and 100,000 for. I was like, so I'm like 70 would actually be fair because they can just they gonna make money off of it. I know I have the equity in it, and like I say, what it was appraised for, I'm not even, even what we're asking. I just want a fair shot. I don't want nobody to underball me. That's why she said 70.
That makes sense. Yeah, and I'm not in the business to lowballing. I just want to hopefully see if we could come up to a number that works for both of us. I'm an investor, so I'm trying to make money and run a business. But you're also a seller, trying to keep as much.
Yeah, because it's going to be some work, so I understand how it goes. Yeah.
So I love that. He was laying the foundation right there, right? I'm an investor. I obviously want to make money, but you're a seller. Like, it's laying that foundation where he's showing empathy towards the seller's situation, but also laying the foundation right there. Hey, this number is going to have to work out for me. It's got to make sense in order for me to be profitable on this. Love that kind of opening line of laying down what he's going to have to discuss as far as numbers, because he clearly has enough information at this point where he realizes that 70 is not going to work.
Let me see here. That's in Missouri. So I'm looking at different things. And you said, is it a manufactured home or is it stick build?
Yes, it's like a manufactured, like a Clayton. It's a Clayton.
Okay.
It's a Clayton.
Okay. Manufactured
Which
home.
I know they can be traded in. I can, easily right here off of 7th Street, but like I say, we're not even going to live here no more.
Mm-hmm. I see some photos on Realtor and I think Redfin. How, if I bought it, what needs to be fixed? Is anything broken with the property? What rehab needs to be done on it?
Okay, so again, this is another move. This is another question where we're kind of setting up where we could start the education process. I don't love asking that specific question of like, tell me a little bit about what work needs to be done until it's, like right here, hey, the numbers are not working. This is where you insert that question. So we understand their motivation. We understand the asking price. Now we really need to understand the condition, because the condition now is going to depend upon where our offer needs to be. So again, he's laying down that foundation for, hey, this is where our offer needs to be and why.
The roof. That house, like I say, I know that most people probably are just pulling bill on one. So, you know what I mean? But the roof needs to be done, some flooring and stuff like that. But the plumbing and everything is fine.
Okay, so like the systems are good, like the plumbing, good.
Yeah.
It just maybe needs some cosmetic.
They probably need updated. It could probably, the septic and all of that, need updated.
Okay, mostly cosmetic. And you said like the septic needs to be updated?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because it was an older house there at first, and it hasn't been updated since. Like I say, we was planning on doing it, but we're moving. Yeah, we're moving. So.
And how soon are you guys moving? Do you have a deadline when you need to sell?
Yeah, well, we have our RV, so we was just gonna move the RV on one of the relatives' property out in Huntsville, Texas. You know what I mean? Until we was gonna actually, as soon as we could have got a good deal, we would vacate the premises. Like I told somebody within 30 days, because I'm gonna need time to move stuff, because I am a truck driver, but I can have everything cleared out in a matter of a week.
Okay. So you guys, yeah. So what I'm doing is just looking in that area to see, what stuff's selling for, and see if maybe, if I could help you out, or maybe going on market might be the best case.
Subtle little nuance there. I'm looking to see what properties you're selling for to see if I can help you out. Maybe going on the market is the best case. So again, kind of letting the seller know, early on, softly, gently letting them know that price might not work for me because I'm an investor.
Right. Well, like I say, I actually pulled up from the appraisal district, and I've looked at what it was appraised, it valued at, and I was like, so I know for certain, I can screenshot it if you want me to, but it's, they appraised, it's been appraised for like 121, then I think it was like 111,000, you know what I mean? So like I say, I'm not looking at them kind of numbers, because I know somebody gonna have a little work on their hands.
Yeah.
But I know it's a really, really good property in the farmlands. All the neighbors are, and it's spaced out, you know what I mean? Backs up to a cornfield, or it's
how far?
Real good area.
How far from like the town are you? Are you pretty far?
Like maybe 8 miles, man. To shopping. Yeah.
All right. First time I got a question for you, Brandon. You should have had this pulled up on Google Street View, so you should have been able to know that. That's always the first thing when you go to comp. You pull it up on Google Street View, verify what you're looking at. If you had it on Google Street View, you would have known. Maybe it could have just been part of the questions and just something he wanted to ask and see, like realistically, how far is the drive. But he should have been able to know that already.
Everything like Walmart is actually 10 miles. If you go 49, go the back way. Like, so yeah, everything is like hotels and casinos, like within 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's country, but it's out in the country, but the town and stuff is like close enough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let me see here. So with a manufactured home, it's got 1,100 square feet. So let me see how much I'd have to put into the property. Real quick. Let's see.
Right.
Let's see here. Let me throw it in my calculator. Yeah, because it just depends on after I fix it up, if this is a good property for me to make money, then also give you a price that you're looking for. So you got about 1,100 square feet.
I'm going to say 40 to 45.
So I'm looking at probably about 38,000 worth of rehab. Let me see here. Let's see here, 38,000. How much did you need?
Oh no, I clicked the wrong button. We're going to try to get this back. Sorry, I totally messed up. All right, we'll try to get as close as possible back to that moment. But I was trying to pause it. Let me say something here real quick. When you are talking about your numbers, he gave a very specific number, 38,000. Okay. See how I said 40 to 45? Very not specific range. The other thing that happens is if you're thinking it needs 38,000 in work, you say 40 to 45, guess what that extra 7 can be? It could be your assignment fee. Okay. Because when you reverse engineer and you're telling the seller about the numbers, it's really hard for you to also say, hey, I'm a wholesaler and I'm going to make 10 grand on this. It's easier to say 45 grand and work. And they don't need to know what that work is. I mean, 7 grand of that could be your work as the wholesaler. And you're just explaining the numbers on how you got to your offer. So just something to kind of think about there, giving yourself a range so that it can also include all of the numbers so you're being transparent as possible with those numbers. Now, let's hope I got where we are as close as possible.
Property in the farmlands. All the neighbors are.
And we're a little bit further up.
Let me see how much I'd have to put into the property.
There we go. We're getting there.
And you guys are looking to get 70. Let's see how that works. Let me see here. I don't see much action in that area. Let me see here. And you owe $7,000 on the mortgage. So I'm just looking at
like 7,000.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So he's ruling out sub 2 right there.
It's like you a private guy though.
He was probably thinking about doing something creative. In what the reason why he rules out sub 2 is because there's not enough owed on the mortgage. If it was somewhat closer to the asking price, I bet he probably would have made something. I know Brandon likes making creative offers. I'm trying to break him of that a little bit. So good news is this forced him into a cash offer situation. And I like that because I want to see more of this from Brandon. So now this is the moment, right? We've gathered the information. We understand the motivation. We understand the condition. We know that they want to sell. We understand their timeline. This is where we have to deliver. This is where I want to see Brandon really kind of educate and then give the offer and then sit in that silence and wait for the response. That's what I want to see from Brandon right here.
All right, so I see a few manufacturers out there. How much land you got? You said 2 acres?
Yeah, it's almost 2.5.
Okay.
That should pull up with it.
Okay. Let's see here.
Let's go for it, baby.
I'm just trying to see what, because I think the most, after I fix up the property, I think it could only be worth maybe about 110, maybe.
There you go. Step number one. We got to get them. How do you educate a seller? You got to get them to agree to two numbers: after repair value and the amount of repairs. If you get them to agree to that, the rest is just math. It's not magic on how our number comes about. And then they either got to say one of two things: I just don't care about your math and I'm not going to accept it. Or two, I understand and I accept it. This is why it's a formula. You're getting yourself there. So he starts off with the ARV 110. Can we get the seller to agree to the 110?
If I fix this up, I think I could fix it up for 110.
Right. And I know I've seen the lower number too. I've seen the high number and the low number. So yeah. Right.
Okay. So, with me putting about, because I have to pay closing costs. So that's about $7,000. I got holding costs while I do the rehab. That's about $5,000. Repairs about $30,000, to get in there and pretty much rip out all the counters and cabinets and just kind of, like you said, it needs to be updated, right?
Right.
So you're looking to get 70. Let me see, what number would work.
The seller is intelligent enough to know that he agreed to the 110. He's already heard, 38,000. He hears the holding and the closing costs. He already knows 70 is not happening. 70 is not happening. Brandon's done a great job. Now, all he has to do is, I could give you 40,000 and then sit.
For me. Yeah, this one's going to be tough. Let me see here. Yeah, there's not much meat on the bone because the rehab cost is going to cost so much money. So if I buy your property for 70, then I dump about 40 grand and I just don't make any money off of it. Let's see here.
Drop the number.
Do you have the money to do the repairs? Like if you, just put it on the market and you
drop the number,
put money into it?
Well, actually, my dad and my uncle, they actually do stuff like that. So
drop the number.
I mean, pretty sure I can get them to come out and help me. He does metal building.
Here's the reason why I want to drop the number. We're on topic there. We already got him to agree to the ARV. He understands the holding and the closing costs. He understands the rehab. You just told him 70 ain't going to work. Hit him with the number. He wants the number. I want the number. You want the number. We don't care about dad, uncle, money, and all this. He wants to sell you the property. Hit him with the number.
He does stuff like that. That's why I was thinking I could do it. I know it'll be worth a whole lot more if I did do that. So.
Let's see here.
Good now.
What would the offer be if I was to go in and do that?
Thank you. We all want it, baby. Come on.
If you had your friends help you out, family and friends, you put money into it, then you listed it on the market, with a real estate agent, that could be an option. But that could take months. Do you guys have that long to sell it? Or are you in a
give him what he wants?
We was in a bit of a rush, but I mean, we're not really like we'll keep it too. If you know what I mean, we willing to keep it and just wait, because that was the second option. Like if we couldn't do it, then we'd just sell it. I mean, we would keep it.
Next thing you got to be the number.
Fix it up and then sell it.
Yeah, I think for me, for it to be a deal, you guys need to be at 70. I just feel like with the rehab costs and closing costs and, all the expenses it takes to buy a property and fix it up and throw it back on the market, I need to be closer down to probably 40 for it to even make money for me, to be honest with you.
Sit.
40.
Yes.
Yeah.
Man, and I talked to her.
You cannot react right now. You got to let the seller comprehend what you just said. I need to be at 40. He said, well, I'll talk to her. Don't overreact right here. Don't make this about you. Let it be about them. Let them sit. That's a big drop.
Man. So there's no way you can do 45. She might go on 45, man. Both our names on that paper in the state of Missouri. I don't really think she.
Yeah, because, you know, at the number I give you, you're not paying for agent commissions. I'm paying the closing costs.
I'm not paying nothing.
Nope.
You're
not paying for anything. You're just paying,
okay.
You know, your mortgage. You know, if we get to closing and, you know, you get your money.
Right, I have to pay him out. Yeah, I have to.
What a strong response by Brandon right there, right? 40. He thinks. He sat in silence. Okay. Let him comprehend. Then he comes back. Somewhat of a surprising response. Could you do 45? Okay. Weak response would have been like, I can do 45. Strong response, build the value as to why 40 works. There's no cost. It's a net number to you. You're only taking care of the mortgage. Absolutely love that response in strength by Brandon.
Pay him out.
So you got the mortgage.
I have to pay my guy out.
Yeah, you got the mortgage, then any unpaid taxes, but everything else is just net to you. You know, no agent commissions.
Yeah.
No rehab costs, no closing costs. So, you know, you actually net a little bit more. So, you know, you think that might work, the 40 or something?
Yeah. I want to let me call him my other phone.
Yeah, and you guys, like, you don't have to make a decision like right now. I could send you an agreement and you guys could look it over.
Again, love that. He's got him right there, right? And this is where, like, the misconception is that we're hardcore pressing salesman-like. Absolutely not. We only want this to go down if it's a win-win-win situation. A win for the seller, win for the end buyer, and a win for us. He's got it as a win for him. He's got it as a win for the end buyer. Now he's saying, I want to make sure that this is a win for you, Mr. Seller, the first person in this transaction. So instead of like trying to press him right here, he said, hey, you don't need to make a decision right now. You can talk to your wife. Absolutely. Let's make sure this is a good decision. Why don't I put this on paper and send you a contract? Love that response right there, because more often than not, what I see is try like push for the close when it's not necessary. If the close is not there, you don't want to go for it. You only want to go for it when it's there. And this is not there yet. He's done a great job. You could ruin all of this work with trying to push this across the finish line unnecessarily.
Okay. Yeah, send me that. Email me that. You think you can, I mean, between 45, you don't think you can do a little bit more?
How much do you guys need? Like, how far are we off?
Seller asks a question, you ask a question back. That's what I'm talking about. Next level stuff.
I mean, I was going to say around, I mean, if you could meet me between the 48 and, you know, 45, 44 or something like that, I was going to say 45. Like, you know, that would be really, really fair. Like, I mean, it's just, we really hate to do it, but damn it. I mean, and I know it's, you know, like you've seen what it was appraised.
Seller's talking. He's like digesting everything that's happened in this conversation. One thing that Brandon cannot do during this moment right now is start talking. Let the seller talk. Let the seller talk himself down. He just went, he's accordion effect, right? He was at 70. He went to 45. We brought value to 40. He said, yeah, send it to me. But could you do 48 to 50? Now he's going to talk himself back down. Let that happen.
for as well, but you have to make money, man. And I ain't trying to rip nobody off either. I'm not.
Yeah.
You know what?
Mm-hmm.
So think about what I just said. I'm a caller, and then I'll call you back.
No, that works.
Can we do that?
Yeah, that works. And I just want to make sure I got your your email.
I want to say that's I want to say that's fair. I want to say 40 is fair, but I don't want to get cussed out either.
No, trust me, I got a wife too, so you guys got to be on the same page. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send an agreement. I'm going to send an agreement over for that 40, and you guys could, look at the contract because, at the end of the day, the property does need a lot of work. So, as an investor, I got to come up with a lot of money, and
it do.
So
it do. You're right.
I got
you. That's why I say it's fair to me, and I'm gonna talk to her, man. I'm gonna just tell her I'm willing to do it if she is, because I mean, her sister is out there, like dad died, so they got like 90 acres. I'm like, man, we can plug the RV up, and we're getting older anyway, man. I'm tired. Like I don't really. I'm older, man, so I'm like, I'm ready to quit being a truck driver anyway. So
right. My grandpa used to be
drive local or something. I'm tired of being gone.
Yeah, my grandpa used to be a truck driver. He used to haul, I think it was concrete. What do you haul?
Everything, all general freight, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything, yes, sir.
Let me see here. So what I'm going to look up is who's on the deed. Let me see here. I'm just looking up real quick.
We don't need to listen to all that. We saw the goods. I love it. So he sends the contract off. I don't know if it gets signed or not. And quite frankly, there's going to be a certain percent of those that do get signed. There's going to be a certain percent that don't. What he did on the call, though, is what's important here. I absolutely loved how he followed the formula throughout. And the thing about this is there were some next level moments there by Brandon, laying the foundation for going from the 70 to the 40, explaining like I'm an investor, I had to make profit, getting the validation of the after repair value, getting the validation of the repair amount that needed to be done. And then once we get to the $40,000 offer, sitting in the silence, allowing the seller to kind of digest what was said. Just really great work there, Brandon. I'm super proud of you. Guys, Brandon's going live on a daily basis calling sellers. He's got his own YouTube channel. Search Brandon Clarke. Make sure to go watch his videos, subscribe to his channel, support him. Great member of Titanium University. I'm proud to have him in there. Proud of all those guys. We're going to do videos on each of them. We're going to get Tyler Osborne on here. I'd love to do one with Caesar as well. We've seen so many other people. So moving forward, King Closer Reacts videos are probably going to be more about Titanium University members than just random people, because quite frankly, it's so much more enjoyable for me to watch those types of conversations than what I see elsewhere. I'd rather just see that. That was a beautiful call there by Brandon. I just very few, very minute, and quite frankly, just me nitpicking on some edits there that I would make on the call. But again, this is what I tell everybody inside of our implementation calls. Our objective is not to be good on these calls. It is to be great on these calls. So there's a little bit of things that I would have changed there. I would have preferred Brandon to go straight into dropping that $40,000 offer when the seller was essentially asking for it. But it's okay. We learn from these calls. This is why they're recording this stuff, because it gives them a level of accountability, and then also the opportunity to get better throughout the process. So great job, Brandon. Great job to everyone inside Titanium University that's doing these live seller calls for everyone to watch. I'm super proud of you guys. Proud to have you inside the Titanium family. Let me know what you think about Brandon's call in the comments. Make sure you give Brandon a like, and we'll see you next week on King Closer Reacts.